DC Extended Universe, or the DCEU, has been around for about 8 years now. Whether you're a fan or not, there's no denying the impact that it's made on comic book movies, and Hollywood in general. Greetings! It's me, Ridley. And welcome back, you guys! In preparation for the upcoming Snyder Cut, I thought it'd be a great idea to take a look back at the DCEU. We'll be going through each film, and I'll be giving you guys a quick review of each one. But before we get started, I'd first like to say hi if you're new here. I do movie reviews and talk about all sorts of geeky stuff. I'm kinda new to this whole VTuber thing, so I'd appreciate it if you guys could stick around and subscribe. It would honestly make all three of my hearts really happy. Now without any further Mountain Dew, let's kick things off with... It was clear from the beginning that Warner Brothers had no intention of making a cinematic universe. Because at this point in time, they weren't trying to be like Marvel. They were trying to be the Dark Knight. Which at the time seemed like the right move because the last time they didn't try to be the Dark Knight, we got this. But in the long run, not so much. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. As a first entry to a soon-to-be cinematic universe, it was actually a pretty good start. First off, I like the world building. I like that we actually got to spend a few minutes in Krypton learning about the people there and their way of life. It's no secret that the planet is going to end up in ashes, so it's pretty cool that the movie took its time to make us care. Another thing the movie nails is the action. This movie does an excellent job showing us the magnitude and epicness of Superman's powers. Unfortunately, the action is also the cause for the movie's downfall. We all knew Zack Snyder could handle action, but he tends to get lost in all of it that it just ends up being noise.
He saved us.
As for the controversy that is the neck snap, although shocking at first, I could honestly forgive them for doing that. And here's why. This is Clark's first time being Superman. He's going to make mistakes. And like anyone who makes mistakes, he's going to learn from those and become better. I get that Superman is someone that everyone should look up to, this perfect and ideal superhero. But this shows us that no one starts off like that. This is when trying to be dark and serious does not work out. Because if everyone is all dark and brooding, the distinction between Batman and Superman becomes a blur. Both of them are reckless vigilantes who don't seem to mind taking a life or two, so it's a lot harder to root for anyone when both of them don't seem to be very different at all. Most of the time, Zack Snyder films feel like Michael Bay movies to try to pass as a philosophy class or something deeper than it really is. The way they hammer down on you all these philosophical concepts in a movie, literally called Batman v Superman. That's not to say comic book movies can be deep, but here's the thing. There's deep, and there's pretentious. There's always this one scene that makes you question whether or not you like a movie. For Man of Steel, it was when Supes killed Zod. In BVS, it was the Martha scene.
Save Martha!
Please, stop!
Why did you say that name?
It's his mother's name!
On my second viewing of the film, I was seated next to this young boy who, when the twist happens, looks to his mom and asks, "Are they brothers?" Not exactly the questions they should be asking, huh? The Martha twist did not make sense because Batman kills in this movie. People say things like, "This was the moment he saw the humanity in Superman because this is where he found out he had a mother." But here's the thing. Batman has taken the lives of a bunch of other people. Did he not think those people had families? Somewhere out there is a kid who views Batman as his own version of Joe Chill. And that's about the worst comparison you can make with Batman. Point is, Batman does not kill. And the Martha twist is pretty stupid. This movie literally thought it could fast forward through the hard work of writing great characters and a compelling story by putting flashy title cards that basically give you everything you need to know about these characters. I thought that was very lazy and very desperate, and desperate was not a good look in DC.
I thought this was contained.
This movie did nothing for the DCEU except generate a bunch of cringy posts about relationship goals with the Joker and Harley Quinn by people who clearly have never read a comic book. When this movie came out, most people called it the film that saved the DCEU. And back in 2017, you would be right. After 2 terrible movies in a row, the DCEU finally had an entry that was worthy of praise. From a visual standpoint, the movie looks amazing because we finally had a movie that wasn't afraid to show a little color, and not in an assault your eyes type of way like Suicide Squad. Another praiseworthy thing this movie does is it takes its time with its characters, making you really care for what's happening. Sadly, the movie fails to deliver strong villains, and honestly, the movie could have gone deeper if they pushed forward with Steve's message.
You don't think I wish I could tell you that it was one bad guy to blame? It's not. We're all to blame.
But despite its shortcomings, Wonder Woman delivers a great origin story with compelling characters, exciting new worlds, and this time it was the DCEU who did something before the MCU did, giving us the first female lead superhero film in the modern age of comic book movies. And just like that, it's bad again. What hasn't already been said about this movie? It's an unfocused Frankenstein of a film that has no direction. Everything about it was just a mess. I feel like I'm glossing over such a huge part of the DCEU since it is the Justice League movie. But hey, if the studio wants you to forget about this movie, then by all means. But then again, the damage has been done. If you thought Aquaman was lame long before this movie came out, which he ain't by the way, I don't think you'll see him any different here. This movie was cheesy and corny in all the wrong ways. There were 2 versions of James Wan directing this movie. We had Horror James Wan and Fast and Furious James Wan. When Horror James Wan would show up, the movie was actually pretty cool. But when Fast and Furious James Wan showed up, which sadly he does a lot of in this movie, it was...
Call me Black Manta.
Call me Ocean Master.
In keeping with the spirit of this movie, we'll jump to the next portion of this video with an explosion. In my opinion, the best film to come out of the DCEU, and here's why. It wasn't pretentious. It wasn't trying to be something it's not. And it wasn't a commercial for another team-up movie. It was a simple, fun story with a lot of heart about a boy who learns how to become a hero by first learning how to become part of a family. Honestly, I can't remember much about this movie other than craving for an egg sandwich. And that this should have been the Huntress's movie because she was the most interesting and fun character. I also hate that Harley Quinn is sort of becoming DC's Deadpool. Can't wait to see the cringy cosplayers to come out of this one. The latest entry to the DCEU, Wonder Woman 1984, has me torn to be honest. I like that this movie showcased another aspect to Wonder Woman that we haven't really seen on screen yet. She's a hero that beats the villains with reason.
Save him, Max.
I have to save my son.
That's something I wish they did back in the first movie instead of having another big CGI fight scene. But the moments that lead to that were very messy, and that's why I'm very torn about it. While recapping the cinematic universe, I've started to notice a pattern here. Good, bad, bad, good, bad, bad, amazing, bad, and bad. If DC releases a good movie every after 2 bad movies, that should mean we're getting a good one next. Right? Right?
Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
So I hope you guys enjoyed my little look back at the DCEU. Hope to see you guys again. I'm also new to Twitter and Instagram, so it'd be cool if you were also friends over there. Till next time! Till next time, I love you from here to the stars. Bye!